Cup of Joe with Poe. I am your wayward traveler, Don Poe. Today we're going to be discussing racism in 2025. Does it still exist, and why does it? That's the true question. Now, think about a few things that have came and went in the past. Different boogeymen, as they like to use the phrase boogeyman for everything, because that's all they do is generate boogeymen. Okay, so the reason we're having such an issue still to this day is because I believe a lot to do with the public education system. They will dwell on race in so many different ways. Society won't let go. It's not hard to just say, hey, I'm a human being. That's it. You're male or female and you're a human being. Period. You don't have to put race on everything. People that live in a lifestyle dominated around race, usually their life is turmoil, misery, just constant bullshit, versus someone that doesn't acknowledge race and just moves through life. Now, that's not to say that their life's not full of turmoil, bullshit either, because who knows what's going on in daily life. But life is so much easier when you don't dwell on race. If you could just go in somewhere and just be a human being, if you could just wake up in the morning and just be a human being, get on with your day, don't blame race for anything or use race all day long for everything. You don't have to describe somebody using race unless it's some sort of optical description that you're giving, like such and such was this tall, this color, height, all these different things, weight. Then there's a purpose for it there, to use it to describe someone. But to have it on paperwork, to have it all through society, when I go to fill out an application or a job or anything like that, I shouldn't have to put down my race. What does my race matter in the job anyways? They can't tell me I can or can't have the job due to my race. So what does that even matter? Why would I have to put that down on an application? So they can keep tally and keep records of stuff like that? That's why. If they didn't keep records, if they didn't keep tally, if they didn't keep reminding us, we'd probably let the shit go for a short. Well, I know we would. I was lucky enough, fortunate enough, to be raised in a household that didn't have racism in it at all. And I've lived in the South, I've lived in the North, I've lived all over the United States. My father, his friends were black, white, Latino. He didn't care. He didn't see race at all. I didn't even know about race till I moved to the North. That's when I really learned about it. Now, mind you, in school, they'll teach you some history. And when I went to school, they actually still had prayer in school. Kids weren't taking knives to school and stabbing other students at track meets and then blaming it on race like they're going to get away with it. Carmelo Anthony case point there that I'm trying to make is they're using race in any way they can. I heard one time on, I don't remember what show it was, but there were morbidly obese and obese women of color blaming it on racism. That they eat a lot of food at McDonald's because of racism. Wow. I've heard some shit in my time, right? And I've seen some shit in my time. But that one might take the cake there. That one might take the cake. Now, I can tell you firsthand, I went through different phases of my life before I became enlightened, before I became what you see before you, someone that is truly in tune with mind, body, and soul, with nature, with society. I walked through many different lives while I've been here on this earth, so I do have experience to speak on these things. In the North, when I moved up north, that's when I really realized what racism was, because I was white and I moved to an all-black area. I remember the first day on the bus, I went to the very back of the bus where I'd been sitting at grade school, junior high, most of. Went to the very back and sat down like a normal day. Was just going to ride to school. Then all the kids got on the bus. They all sat around me. And then it was just like it went bone quiet for a minute, and everybody was looking at me, all eyes on me. And they said, "Damn, white boy, what you doing back here?" Another person, "Who are you?" another one, what's your name? I said, well, hell, my name's Alan. Had a country accent. What was on? Long hair. Now, kids will be kids, and kids will pick on kids. But I literally was feeling racism. Mind you, kids. Now that I'm an adult, we're all friends and we all get along. There's a few that don't see eye to eye with my ideology here that are from the same neighborhood as me, and we all respect each other, respect each other's opinions and things like that. We're very, very close. My neighborhood is close. We do still associate with each other, even if you move away or move back. It doesn't matter. If you're from the Luke, you're from the Luke. We grew up in the 90s. That was not an easy time to grow up in, especially if you were white in an all-black area. Now let's fast forward. There's nothing that color holds you back from at all, in any way. What will hold a person back is culture. Culture has embedded itself so deep, its roots go down so far, you cannot remove this tree. All you could do is hope that as it's being watered, it's getting better water, because it seems like this tree has been getting nothing but bio water, bunch of feces water. This culture needs fixed. Now, there's different cultures, and not all cultures are good, not all cultures are bad. But the predominant culture that causes the most violence, issues, and problems in America, that culture needs fixed. We don't need to glorify drug dealers. We don't need to glorify criminals. We don't need to teach our children not to tell. There's a line that you draw with all this, right? Tattletaling is one thing. Minding your business is one thing. But if somebody was breaking into someone else's home, you are obligated to call the police, because someone is breaking the law in front of you to steal from your neighbor, steal from someone in your neighborhood, steal from another person, period. It's not right. I don't care if they got a gazillion dollars or no dollars. Money doesn't make people evil. Money is nothing more than a tool that we use. This tool gets used against us all the time. They'll use propaganda ads. They will use money to manipulate the masses, to control the media, control the masses. They're losing that control because of this, because of podcasts, because of phones, because of things like this. That's why they're switching over to globalism. They've already taken a foothold in England and areas like that. In the UK, you can go to jail over there for memes and for words. Once again, and I say this a lot, only weak-minded people allow words to control them. If words control you, then you are a weak-minded person. Go get that weak-minded job and go there every day and get push-button told what to do and go do your job and die. Live and die, because that's all we really do anyways. We just live and die. You got point A, point B. What'd you do in between? Did you enjoy the ride? How was life? For me, up and down. But all in all, I wore a smile, not a frown. I keep positive, because I do understand this. I'm organic. Organic material only lasts so long. Now, there are some species on this planet that can live for a really long time, like tortoises and crocodiles. And, there's a lot of animals and creatures that can live a long time, but humans, we don't live that long. 120 is like really amazing if you can get over 100 anyway. You can go look through your own history, your own genealogy's history, and see like when your grandparents, great-grandparents, how people passed away through time, to see kind of a rough idea where you're going to make it to. Yeah, I'll probably make it to, because of my being super happy and not being racist and all the other stuff that comes along with being me, I'll probably live to be in my 70s, I imagine, I hope. My father died in his 50s. My mother died in her 70s. So maybe I'll make it in my 60s, whatever. Point of all this is, why do we still dwell on race? Why? It's no benefit. It doesn't help in any way. It only hinders. It only holds a person back. I wouldn't want to hire someone. I wouldn't want to employ someone if I had to, just for the simple fact of their skin color. I would not. I wouldn't hire somebody because I had to due to some number ratio. That's not how reality works. Reality works, you're the most fit for this job, then you get the job. People can't use excuses behind color to get through life anymore. It's 2025. Technology and everything has come along so far. Our way of seeing the world has come along so far that if you still are wrapped up in race politics, race ideology, then more than likely you're a racist because you're dealing in race. Get this out of your dialect if you use it. My people. You know who your people are? Your people is the human race. That's who your people are. Because there's only one race, the human race. It's real simple. There is no, because of my skin color, I received this treatment. And the reason I say that doesn't apply is because if anybody would be able to use that, it would be me. I would, but I won't. There's no place for me to sit and say because I'm white and I grew up in an all-black area, I didn't get the same treatment as other students, and I didn't get the same privileges, or I didn't have the same advantages as others. I do remember going to school and seeing a white kid do something wrong and get severely punished. I've been punished plenty of times. Then I've seen black kids do, the same and not get punished because for some reason it would be detrimental. It would be, I don't know what ideology is behind that to say we're not going to punish someone due to their skin color, or because you didn't have a dad in the home, or because of whatever. My dad was in and out of prison my whole life, career criminal. I know I turned out fine now, but I used to be a very bad person. And race did play a role in my life and my molding and me being able to understand this now as I see it. Because in the past, I harbored feelings and emotions because I didn't understand. I actually thought race was real until I started learning and educating myself. I like to take in as much as I can process and nothing more. When it comes to racism, I've processed and taken in so much that I understand now it really holds no place in humanity anymore. There's no need for it. There's really no need for any of us to key in on the pigment of our skin when there's so many different shades. And the real root reason of why people are the pigment they are, equator, how close and far away you are from the sun and heat and weather and nature. Nature gives you your pigment over thousands of years. And think of this, something like 25% or 95% of our history is missing. 95% of human history is missing. Wrap your brain around that. Think cavemen looked at each other like, ugh, this caveman got a tan and I don't. It's absurd. It really is that people still dwell on race and words, letting words affect them. I'm from a neighborhood where white, black, it doesn't matter. We use the word nigga. I say it. I don't care. I'll say any word. I'll say it with the hard ER and not give a fuck, right? But I do because I have compassion for my fellow humans, because once again, I don't see race. Words don't see race. Words don't know. Words are, once again, just words. They hold no weight, no validity unless you allow them to. So if someone calls me a cracker and a honky and a peckerwood and all these words, to me, they're just words. I don't care if my people have been called that 1,000 years or one day. It doesn't matter to me because it doesn't apply to me, because I don't deal and dabble in race. Racist, on the other hand, they will key in on words. So if I say nigga, for instance, and here's a good story. I had a bunkie, and on the pigment scale, he was pretty dark. He was really black, right? Cool, awesome dude. He's my guy from Springfield. This dude was the truth too. I've been locked up with a few drug dealers in my time, but this guy was a real drug dealer. Not one of these I ride around and fucking sell crack and heroin all day and it's just enough to make me a bottle and a bag of weed and something to eat. No. This dude was really getting it. Well, we're in there talking back and forth, and I don't remember what it got to be, but I said something about somebody being my nigga, like, that's my nigga. And he was like, hey, whoa. And I said, what? He's like, don't use that word. And I said, what do you mean? What word? And he's like, nigga, you just said nigga. And I'm like, yeah, and? Was it offensive? And he's like, well, it is. So to him, he felt offense from that because of his upbringing and how he was raised, but he was at least professional enough. At least he had the people skills to try to, without being angry, converse with me and let me know, look, this bothered me, and you know what, I never did it again in front of him because of a respect thing. There's something about having respect for your fellow human being. If you give respect, you should get respect back, but it's not guaranteed at all. It's not guaranteed. So watch how you are wording things when you talk to people. If you want them to see you in a certain light, you want them to acknowledge you a certain way, well, then you must carry yourself a certain way. So that's why I'm saying words truly hold no weight, no validity, unless you allow them to. So you can call somebody names, but that's frustration and anger. And when people get caught in that mind frame, they are looking for one thing and one thing only, that's confrontation. When someone reaches a certain level, and there are people that just are confrontational people by nature. Their nature, the way their makeup is, won't allow them to do this. They will not, they cannot be happy. There are people that are literally miserable. Like, they wake up miserable. They might have a laugh or two throughout the day, but most of the day, most of the time, it's just straight misery. A bunch of people like that. Words affect those kind of people. People that have not evolved yet. Woke people, words affect the woke. Woke is such a joke, too. I mean, to really think that, you know what really makes me sick? And I told you I don't dibble and dabble in race, but these people that do, the white people that go and do the craziest shit and cry like, we're so sorry we did this to your people, and all that weird shit. And you know how long, if these people want to start doing history lessons, we'll keep going back. I mean, they should go find the Jews. The Jews got it the worst. The two people that had it worst on this planet, from my understanding through history as we know it, the two that had it the worst are the Jewish people, because they weren't even enslaved. They were just straight executed, okay? They were rounded up, thrown in camps, not fed, not given a job, not given a duty, not given a chance to live. They weren't given a chance. They had no purpose other than one, to go here and die. Now, they had it bad. There's slavery, right? And then there's genocide. Now, genocide will out-trump slavery every trip. Okay, slavery is forced servitude. That means that I am going to work you, human, and I'm going to feed you, and I'm going to clothe you, and I'm going to give you a place to live, right? You'll have fun, and you'll go about your day, and you'll just work for me, with or without your consent. Now that's slavery. Okay, now genocide is when you're not even given that chance. You're just told, guess what? We don't like you because of your religion, your color, your creed, whatever it may be. You're all with these same people. We're just going to kill you. Number 2, Indian, Native American Indians. They had it really bad, bro. They showed up to America already having slaves and all this stuff, right? And they said, you know what? You see these Indians? These are savages is the word they came up with because they couldn't comprehend their style of living. So what do? Oh, they can't tame them. They can't enslave them. They couldn't enslave the Indian people, or they would have became slaves too. But they couldn't because Indians they'll die. A Native American Indian will die before they become a slave. So they couldn't enslave the Native American Indians. So what do? They tried to kill them all off and just take everything they could. Now, there's parts of this that people get worked up on. Colonization is good. Colonizing is good, not bad. Don't get this twisted. Because you like that toilet that flushes and you like these lights that are on. Well, that comes with colonization. If you do not colonize, if you do not go somewhere and upgrade, for instance, Mayans and people like that down there, they used to take and sacrifice human beings before the conquistadors showed up. So before the conquistadors, these people were literally disemboweling each other to some god, sun god, whoever, and doing sacrifice rituals. Now that was in their culture. So once they became modernized, once they became colonized, they don't do that anymore. Then Christianity came through, modernization. Without colonization, there's no modernization. So if you like toilets, if you like lights, you like electricity, you like cars, you like all the modern shit we have, well, it would not be possible without colonization. Now, as I was stating, the 2 people that had it worst on this planet are by far the Jewish people, number 1. Because once again, they didn't even get a chance to be enslaved. They were just told, hey, you're going to these camps and you're dying, period. Like gas will kill them off. That's it. Don't feed them, don't nothing. They used to line them up so that when they shot a bullet to save on bullets, it could kill multiple people. That's how much they meant to them. Then the Native American Indians, once again, they showed up and said, hey, look, we got free labor. Oh, no, you are not enslaving an Indian. An Indian will die first. So they couldn't do that to the Native American Indians. So they did like malaria. They gave them blankets with malaria and told them to march. It's called the Trail of Tears. I've actually walked a portion of this trail, the Trail of Tears in Tennessee. There's a giant bike ride once a year for it. We are so past that as a people that we don't need to take and try to make right with past sins. Like, oh, well, you know, the cavemen were done so dirty, we're going to go back in time and we're going to make things right with the cavemen. No, listen, it's 2025. Nobody gives a shit about 1990, 1980, 1960, 1950, 1920. Nobody gives a shit about the past no more. Let the past stay in the past. Deal with the now, the present, where you live at now. The future hasn't come yet. All it's going to do is bring anxiety and worry. The past does nothing but dredge up bad memories and dwelling on bad events. Instead of doing that, why not let that rest? Because history is not doomed to repeat itself. I don't care what nobody says. That's just such a phallus to say. History is doomed to repeat itself. Really? In what form or fashion? The only one I can think of is Mother Nature. Yes, that kind of history. The shit that we have no control over. We have progressed as a society so much that we're not digressing. Now, liberals are trying to digress us. Democrats are trying to digress us because they lost control. See, they used to have something to stand on. They used to be like, look, we're for the poor. We're for the poor people and we're for minorities and we're going to keep everybody divided so we can keep power, because that's all they did. They dwell in race politics. Democrats fight right now for men to go and beat up women in women's sports. That's one of their things that they fight for. Like, yeah, if that man wants to be a woman, he can be a woman, let him. That's Democrat policy. Like, literally, if you are a Democrat, you might want to sit down and go over your party's policies and really look at them good and hard and say, do I stand for this? Do I stand for race baiting? Do I stand for men beating women up? Men going in women's bathrooms? Do I stand for an open border? Do I stand for all this negative shit that's going on? Or do I stand for a closed border? Women being women? Men protecting women. We are supposed to protect women. They create life. We are not supposed to put women in danger and say any individual anyways that is dressing the opposite sex has a mental issue. Straight up, there's no other way around it. If they want to do that, they could do that. But at the end of the day, they know they got a ding dong hanging down there. They know they're supposed to make babies with that thing and bust nuts with women. Instead, they want to do some more freaky, kinky shit and go lay with a dude. To each their own. I am judging because I'm a heterosexual man and I know the power of pussy. And I'm gonna tell you right now, you dudes out there dealing in butthole, y'all is, you've lost your mind. You're crazy. I mean, what are you doing, dude? Okay, so this has been Cup of Joe with Poe. We're pretty much at our max here. I really wanted to dive deep into this, and I guess I wasn't as prepared as I would like to be. But if you have a comment, if there's anything you would like to share, please leave it in the comments. This wouldn't be possible without viewers like you. So if you have not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button and go check out our Facebook, because we do a lot of real life lives on there. We'll be going live on Facebook in a moment. We're currently accepting donations toward our airfare fund. We're trying to leave Hawaii. So if you would be interested in making a small donation or gesture, feel free to hit any one of the social media sites that we're on. All the information is on there, or just Cash App Stoner Dog 808. Your boy Don P will pop up there. And this has been Racism in 2025. Why is it still here? Why does it still exist? For one purpose and one purpose only: to divide and conquer. Because once we all truly come together as human beings, as humans, you hear me? There's nothing special about anybody due to anything, color or otherwise. Nobody's special. The only special people on earth are the ones that God or whoever you may worship has touched and they're handicapped. Special people on earth are like people with Down syndrome, handicapped people. Those are special people. Your skin color don't make you special in any way. I'm not special because I'm white. You're not special because you're brown, black, or purple, or whatever. As a matter of fact, if you're some crazy color, albinos are special. Albinos, because they're pigment, they would be considered special. Okay, but you're not special. And anything that you claim your particular race has done, mine has too, because my race is the human race. Humans. We come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Humans. Are you one or you something else? Human. Try it for just one day. What's for dinner? Not human. All right, love you guys. Tune in tomorrow. We got a more structured show tomorrow. I'm actually, when I get off here, going to do more research on it. I was going to do it today, but I didn't have enough. And I have enough on this subject. I deal with this on a daily basis. We all do. Anytime you turn the TV on, anytime you hear a song, anytime anything's on, something about race is usually going to be in there. It's either hate the evil white oppressors, or the blacks are gonna kill us all, or whatever it may be, or the Mexicans are taking over. Like, no, they're all humans. We're all humans. We just speak a different dialect and have a different pigment to our skin because of nature. Real simple. Educate yourself, everyone. Remember, education is strength, mind power. Each one reach one, teach one. And how do we get there? One foot in front of the other. What do we do when we get there? We shine on them. Enjoy your day.